Fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. I'm a daddy's girl. Always have been. In fact, when my mother told me when I was little that she wanted to have a little girl who looked just like her father. She got me. And I didn't mind this. When I was little, when my sisters were busy holding baby dolls and toddling and cooing and feeding them, I wanted to know what makes them work, what makes them talk. So I set to take them apart, find out where their little voice boxes were, what that little hole in their mouth was for feeding the bottle, and well, what makes them grow teeth like that too? I don't know. I was a curious little girl, and rather than reprimanding me or giving me that paddle, Dad encouraged me. He says, "Oh well, this is how this works, and this is how that works." I was especially fascinated when he had his ham radio station in our playroom. So rather than playing with toys as any typical kid would, I would just sit there next to him and be quiet while he was busy talking to people from all over the world. And I would ask, well, who are you talking to now? And he would say, well, maybe somebody in Japan or somebody in South America. And through that, I learned about all of these different places around the world and how they talked and what they sounded like. And when Dad went overseas for work, he would bring back all kinds of really neat souvenirs. I remember one time when he came back from Japan and brought back kimonos for my mother and my sisters and I. And there was one particular picture that I wish I still had of my sisters and I wearing our kimonos like good little girls. And it was one of my favorite pictures of my childhood. When I got a little bit older, I had to, of course, learn about math and algebra and trig and all of that complicated stuff. And I could solve some problems on my own, but my dad, being an electrical engineer, was able to help me. And when I got home from school, I would open my books and try to solve the problems on my own, but there were a few instances where I got stuck. So Dad took rescue. Can you help me with this, Dad? And we would sit down and we would work the problem rather than him doing the homework for me like some parents do. No, he sat me down and we worked through the different steps of the problem, and I would tell him, well, this is where I'm stuck. So we'd go through it and I'd say, okay, so what do you have to do here? And I thought about it, and it's through that I learned how to solve problems, not only in math, but in life, breaking down steps to make the problem solve. It was also then that I learned to use a slide rule. I played with that thing, and I knew how to do it, how to solve problems with one before I was required to use one in chemistry class. And now we have computers for that. Even though I do have a slide rule app on my iPad, it's been a while. He's also helped me in other respects. There was a time when I came home from college and I took a midnight bus ride from Lafayette back here to New Orleans. And he was kind enough to pick me up at 3 in the morning. Sweet man that he was. He was also there for me when I had my shoulder accident, when I broke it a few years ago. And he and my best friend were in the ER with me, and thank goodness they were there. Nowadays, it's time for me to make the difference, for me to take care of him. And even though he's up in years, I take each day one at a time, and I am blessed to be able to spend one more day, one more hour with him. Here's to you, Dad. I love you.